You've probably heard the name Jimmy Swaggart. He's one of the most recognized faces in the world of Christian ministry. But behind that well-known name stands a woman whose strength, faith, and dedication have shaped the ministry in ways few people truly understand. Frances Swaggart.
Explain that.
What's a rainbow?
Oh, where did you get that handkerchief?
Okay, she's fussing about my handkerchief. Now, I want you to look at my handkerchief. Now,
It's not a handkerchief.
do you like it? You like it?
You may not know this, but Frances's journey in ministry is full of twists and turns, triumphs, trials, and a legacy that has impacted millions. Her role in Jimmy Swaggart Ministries and Christian television is often overshadowed by the larger-than-life presence of her husband. But what if we told you that Frances Swaggart is just as, if not more, influential? But there's something you may not have heard yet. Recently, Jimmy Swaggart suffered a cardiac arrest and is currently hospitalized. On top of that, Frances Swaggart, too, is in critical condition for prayers. With their health in such a critical state, now is the perfect time to look back at the incredible life of Frances Swaggart, her journey of faith, her unwavering dedication to ministry, and the impact she's had on millions. Let's dive into the life of a woman who changed Christian television forever and whose story continues to inspire us all. Early life and background. Born in 1947 in the United States, Frances Swaggart was raised in a Christian family where faith wasn't just an idea, it was a lifestyle. Her childhood was shaped by the teachings of the Bible and the importance of church life. Even as a young girl, Frances showed signs of a strong character and a deep love for God. Though her early life remains mostly private, we know that the foundation for her future ministry was laid at an early age. Raised in a loving home, Frances absorbed the teachings of Christianity, never knowing how her own faith journey would later lead her to become a key figure in Christian media. But the course of her life took a pivotal turn in 1906 when she married a rising star in the Pentecostal movement, Jimmy Swaggart. Little did Frances know, this marriage would not only change her life, but would propel her into global ministry. 2. Joining Jimmy Swaggart Ministries, JSM. When Frances married Jimmy, she didn't just become a pastor's wife. She became an integral part of Jimmy Swaggart Ministries. From the very beginning, Frances wasn't content to simply stand by her husband's side. She knew that God had a calling for her as well, and she embraced it wholeheartedly. Frances wasn't a passive figure in the background. She was a driving force behind the scenes, using her talents and insights to help build one of the most powerful evangelical ministries in the world. But there's more to this story. Did you know that Frances's unique contributions helped establish the Sunlife broadcasting network, a platform that would revolutionize Christian television? Let's explore how Frances Swaggart's ministry became more than just a family affair. It became a global movement. Through sheer determination and faith, Frances played a critical role in expanding the reach of Jimmy Swaggart Ministries. With a shared vision, Jimmy and Frances took their ministry from a small local operation to an international platform, touching millions of lives. 3. Role on Sunlife Broadcasting Network, SBN. In the 1980s, a new chapter in Frances Swaggart's ministry began with the creation of Sunlife Broadcasting Network, SBN. While Jimmy Swaggart preached fiery sermons to millions, it was Frances who helped shape the direction of Christian media, making a profound impact through her role on television. Frances became the co-host of Frances and Friends, a program that began as a simple discussion show. But it quickly grew into one of the most influential platforms in Christian television, offering theological insights, cultural commentary, and current event discussions, all through the lens of faith. Her warm yet authoritative presence made her a beloved figure in homes around the world. Yet, managing a national television program wasn't easy. Frances had to navigate controversial topics, address difficult questions, and manage a diverse range of views from her audience. How did she manage to handle all of this with such grace and composure? Was it just her experience, or did she rely on something deeper to guide her through these challenges? Let's dive into Frances's role as a voice of reason in a world full of controversy. It wasn't just about theological debates. Frances's leadership on SBN made her one of the most trusted voices in Christian media. She helped pave the way for the next generation of Christian broadcasters, ensuring that the gospel could reach a modern, tech-savvy audience. 4. Family Worship Center and Church Leadership. While her work on SBN was gaining international attention, Frances didn't limit herself to television. At the Family Worship Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, she was a vital leader in the church's mission to help individuals grow spiritually. Frances took on the responsibility of guiding the women's ministry, preaching the message of faith, and empowering women to lead in their own spiritual lives. Her teaching centered on family values, building strong marriages, and creating an environment where individuals could deepen their personal relationship with God. But leadership in a large church is never easy, especially when you're facing public scrutiny. How did Frances overcome personal challenges and lead with such integrity? Let's explore the obstacles she faced and how she rose above them. Despite the public pressure, Frances remained unshaken. Her ability to lead with love, compassion, and strength became a defining characteristic of her ministry. She didn't just lead a church, she helped build a community, one rooted in faith, compassion, and understanding. From personal struggles and triumphs. The 1980s were a tumultuous time for the Swaggart family. Jimmy Swaggart, once seen as a towering figure in Pentecostal ministry, faced a public scandal that threatened to destroy everything they had built. The world was watching, waiting for Frances to falter. But Frances stood firm. Through the darkest of times, she didn't abandon her husband. Instead, she stood by him, offering him support, prayer, and encouragement. Her unwavering faith became a beacon of hope to those who had watched their ministry teeter on the edge. But how did she manage to keep her ministry intact? Was it simply the power of prayer? Or was there something more? Let's uncover the emotional resilience that allowed Frances to remain a pillar of faith despite overwhelming adversity. Through it all, Frances emerged as a model of perseverance. She didn't just survive the scandal, she thrived, showing millions what true strength and grace looked like. Frances has raised her son to continue the work that God began in their lives. Her role as a mother and mentor has been just as significant as her work in the church and on television. With Gabriel now in charge, the Swaggart family legacy is in good hands. Frances Swaggart changed the landscape of Christian television. She didn't just accept the status quo. She helped create a new way for people to connect with the gospel. Her leadership on SBN helped shape how Christians engage with media today. Her work has made the gospel accessible to millions, ensuring that the message of hope and redemption continues to reach new generations of believers. As we reflect on the strength and faith of Frances Swaggart and her lifelong dedication to ministry, let us also lift up a prayer for her during this challenging time. She has been a guiding light for so many, and now she needs our support. Let's also remember Jimmy Swaggart, who is currently in recovery after a heart attack. Together, let's come together as a community of faith, asking for healing, strength, and comfort for both of them. Please join us in praying for their health, their family, and the work they continue to do in God's name. May God's grace surround them and bring them peace and healing. Thank you for your prayers and your unwavering faith. God bless.